Okay, we're back. I'm kind of looking at myself, waiting for something to happen. Um, so it's the way you look at this, and this is today's chart, and then we also have this chart where I'm trying to. This one I was a little more unsure of what the heck I was doing. This is the modal arpeggios as they fit into major pentatonic scales, both guitar and fiddle violin. The only problem with this chart is I didn't get to that objective. I set it up, and part of this chart is right here. This is, remember, the guitar is over here now. This is guitar, so this stuff's all good. And then the fiddle is over here. Okay, the pentatonics are here. This chart actually didn't solve the problem. It's just there's nothing wrong with it. I didn't get to solve the problem until I got to the next chart. And here's the chart for today. The solution chart is right here. So this is where it all happens. I realized that it's all happening in the first cage. Let's look at the guitar for a second. Now this is all fiddle up here. What you're looking at is fiddle, but let's look at the guitar for a second and say, okay, what's the first cage? This is the first cage. This in your guitar doesn't exist because mine is tuned up, tuned down. So the capo is actually where the E is. Okay, so the first cage is the C cage. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. I'm talking about this is the first cage in the fiddle. So the first cage in the fiddle. Okay, so we're gonna cut to the chase here, and we may have to work backwards to the other charts to support some of the things. So this is the AG shaped cage. This is the open fiddle double cage, okay? But this is only the only AG cage, okay? But it's two cages, believe it or not. Now let's see why it's two cages like that. So I am going to jump back here and look at this. Right away we see that, say on the guitar, we look at the bottom cage of the guitar. Well, I don't know why I put this big giant diagram here, but it would be the C here. So we've got an S2L here, 3 4 5 6 7 root 2 3 4 5 6 7 root 2. Okay, when we warp it over, so in guitar we're not looking at all those strings, we're just looking at 7 strings there. And then when we do the tuning warp on the guitar, right, let's just slow down so we don't make a silly mistake, right? When we do the tuning warp on the guitar, we come up with the C box. Alright, so this is the C. Now let me show you where the C cage actually is. The C cage on the guitar is actually here. Okay, so we're not even looking at this at this point. So this is our man right here. This is the C cage on the guitar. Okay, and everything can be done on that C cage. As far as our modes, the modes. What are the modes? C, D minor, E minor, F major, G, but it's a G7, right? So what makes C different? It's kind of like a C seventh, a C major seventh, a D minor seventh, an E minor seventh, an F major seventh, but it's got the Lydian fourth, then Mixolydian mode, which is a G7, you know. and then the A minor 7th, okay, B half diminished 7th, and we're going to be playing the 7th chord on the violin, because I noticed, just for teaching purposes, it's better to include the 7th. The 7th of the 7th is the 6th of the root. So the A in the key of C is the 6th of C, but it's the 7th of the B, which is the 7th of C. So that all can be done with just these notes, and this is an accidental. This is like an F sharp or something like that. Actually, it should be a B there. Oh, I forgot. In the in the guitar, we got 6 strings, not 5. So then we have on top, we have a repeat. Remember, there's only 4 strings on the violin. Okay, so then we have a repeat there. So this is our C box on the guitar. Okay, we could do everything there. We have our C major 7th. Okay, then we have D minor and D minor 7th. We could do like then we have E minor. Okay, then we have a E-shaped F. It's a little harder to get the E minor 7th, but that's not the point. The point is, these are the modes, and these are the reference shapes for the open C mode, for the C box. And then G would be here, A minor. Okay, so these are the reference shapes. Also on the fiddle, there's going to be reference shapes. That's where I'm at with it. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the chart that we're looking at. So our box that we were looking at before is like right here. This is the only reference to the to the guitar that we'll see here. Okay, and that's your F sharp there. I'm not sure what happened with that, with this F sharp here, because that's the G. You know, that's all right. My mistake here. Sorry. I warped the 4th and the 5th string instead of the 5th and the 6th string. So before I doubled it, I warped the thing over. That's why we had what looked like an F sharp in there. You know, and so working with the new shapes and everything, that just didn't catch my eye until I checked it. So here's the proper C cage. So this is the open double cage for the fiddle. This is the open cage, okay, which is the C cage defined by the bottom string. So there's our C there, right? The C cage defined by the bottom string. We have to move along today. I can't be redoing this stuff because I can't remember exactly, you know, what we were covering before this, and I want to make it like a coherent. So I'm sorry if you have to put up with a couple of mistakes, as long as I catch them and I don't, you know, get into trouble and realize what we did. About 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you look at it, it looks wrong. It is wrong. So I fixed it and warped it properly, warped the top 2 strings. So this is your C box in the guitar. Now watch this. So we have our 3/4. I don't need the capo to do this, but so we want to do the patterns here for the diatonic. Starting on 3, it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we have the pentatonic. Okay, 3, 5, 6, root 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 6.